So, Chameleon dropped his album a few days ago, and as an avid Chameleon listener myself, I had to stop everything I was doing to quickly talk about this because, man, it is way better than I expected. Not gonna lie, I thought this album would be a meme considering some of the specials recently, but I was proven very wrong. So I'm just gonna go through and give quick casual thoughts about the album. Not every song, just some of the highlights. And by highlights I mean both the good and the bad. Not that there's much bad to begin with. Let's get it. When I first listened to the album, with that title and how the song started, I was really starting to experience a bit of doubt. It already sounded like your average Chameleon track, so I was slowly starting to lose engagement already. And then the song actually dropped. Holy shit. This right here is pure insanity, and already it feels like Chameleon really upped his game in terms of sound design. The genre is 200 Step, which I believe is a genre created by Chameleon himself. In fact, Chameleon has a collection of songs on YouTube that show most of the 200 Step songs he's created. They're easily some of the best songs that Chameleon has created, and what's amazing is that they all sound different. Like, there are some songs listed as 200 Step that I had no idea would qualify as that. The one thing they all have in common is the unrelenting intensity of the sound. They're all clocked at around 200 BPM. Of course, which combined with the loud and powerful sound design makes each song an adrenaline-infused experience. This song is just on another level though. Just listen to the second drop. I don't think many people fathom the amount of dedication and pure creativity needed to reach this level of sound. This is what happens when you combine an insatiable curiosity for sound with over a decade of experience. I won't lie, this humbled me a bit. My skeptics from before was pretty much gone, and after such a good start, I was looking forward to what's to come, and with this next one I was right to do that. Quite a step down in intensity from before, but it doesn't disappoint in the slightest. Some of you might recall Nasty Nasty Spell from Black Magic Blazing, an electro swing song that many claim is the best song from that album. And few of you might recall Midnight Amaretto, which is supposedly the prequel to Nasty Nasty Spell, as stated by Chameleon himself. Well, I'm pretty sure this is a sequel to these two, as I believe the similarities between these speak for themselves. Some points even use the exact same melody from Nasty Nasty Spell, like this part. It's subtle, but it's noticeable. But I think it deserves to be the sequel, because in my opinion, this easily tops both of those. The main thing that makes the difference for me is the voice sample. Something about it just clicks so well with the evil jazzy vibe. The octave change around here just makes it even better. And unbelievably, like, I don't know how many people are aware of this, but the vocals are Chameleon himself. You know, this album makes so much more sense now, because to achieve this, Chameleon clearly isn't human. Alright, track 3 is kinda but track 4? Oh my god. Oh my god. Chameleon, you didn't have to go this hard, buddy. It's okay. That's like Psy levels of piano right there. Absolutely shells this track. What the hell is going on there? This one sounds exactly like those Russian Eurobeat dance, I don't know what to call them. And that's mixed with Chameleon style, which to me just sounds really weird, but I'm not complaining. Also, out of all the songs mentioned so far, this probably has the most satisfying sound design. So I believe this is a sequel to Killer Beast, judging by the title. I expect some great things as a result. It's always that toy guy, isn't it? Always out there causing trouble. This is just madness, bro. So far this sounds nothing like Killer Beast, but I honestly prefer that this is his own thing rather than borrowing from it. I feel like the sequel thing just wouldn't work very well with something like Killer Beast. At this point, would it be a far stretch to say that this is the pinnacle of EDM? Because I just can't with this guy. Okay, so real quick, I'm gonna see how many times it'll take to say this whole title in one breath. Wait, is it extraterrestrial? What? Tentacular aliens epic extraterrestrial jungle dance party inside super ultra mega gigantic UG. Oh fuck. Tentacular aliens epic extraterrestrial. Fuck. Jungle dance party inside super ultra mega gigantic Tentacular aliens epic extraterrestrial jungle dance party inside super ultra mega gigantic UGO. It may be UFO. Silently flying over Illinois streets. Camellia. Why? Anyways, if you asked me years ago when I first heard of Rashad EB that I'd be collabing with Camellia, of all people, you could literally pay me and I still wouldn't believe you. But here we are. One of the songs I've been anticipating the most, alongside the Toby Fox one, which we'll get to later. And it did not disappoint at all. I love the guitar from Rashad, and man, this bit is just so fucking sick. This style reminds me a lot of DM Dokuro for some reason. Perhaps it's just the intensity of everything, as well as how this is meant to sound like a final boss theme. And we all know Dokuro's involvement in Terraria Calamity. I'm just saying, if I heard this as an actual final boss theme, I would shit myself without fail. There was a bit of a problem towards the end though. Not gonna lie, the mixing here is pretty bad and almost ruined it for me. I can barely hear anything that's going on aside from the insanely loud bass kick and whenever that ambience noise is. Maybe it's just my headphones. It's still sick though. I believe I've made my stance clear on the entire when you see it in my last video. In fact, in that same video I included this bit of text, and after listening to this I can safely say it did not fail to disappoint me. Look man, I tried to go in with an open mind, and even though this is probably the best 727 BPM song I've ever heard, there's honestly nothing memorable about this at all. It lacks any substance, and it feels like it was made solely for the purpose of pandering to the OST community, which, I mean, there's nothing wrong with. I'm all for rhythm game musicians interacting more with the communities they contribute to, and Camellia is probably the best artist in that regard, but this just feels way too forced. Even the samples in this just feel shoehorned in for the sake of it. Sorry, Bistro Minecraft. Love you, bro. In terms of a rating, that's like a 1. That's the lowest we've gotten so far. Huh? Hello? Camellia? I guess for a 2021 BPM song, it's a good attempt, but this is unlistenable. I would have thought this would stay as a separate track and not actually make it in the album, which is a shame because it was so consistent until now. Now my immersion is gone, and it's back 3 tracks later. Cause guess who finally arrived? The 8-bit drummer rides in to steal the show. As somewhat of a drummer myself, this guy's one of my biggest inspirations. It's awesome to see him come this far just from doing what he loves doing, playing drums to music he likes, and what better of a tribute to that than to feature in a Camellia album. I'll be honest, without 8-bit's drum fills, this would just be your standard Camellia track, but just knowing that 8-bit had a part in this bumps this up by quite a bit for me. God damn, nothing better than combining metal and dubstep. Apart from violin and dubstep, probably. I hope to see some more of the style before the album ends, because this is orgasmic. I think this is like the 5th sequel of Exit This Earth's Atmosphere or something like that. I don't think anything will beat the original, but not gonna lie, the climax drop here comes pretty close to that. Its style is so close to Exit This Earth's Atmosphere that you could tell it's a sequel, but it also has a unique melody so it doesn't just sound like a cheap knockoff of the original. Oh yeah, speaking of which. Okay, so as far as I've heard, this is meant to be the sequel to Ghost, one of my all-time favorites from Camellia, and it's actually not that far away from it. Well, at least sections apart from the main melody. All that crazy trap and pump core sections in this are miles above what's found in Ghost. And for that, the song deserves an insane amount of credit. But that's not all that sold Ghost as an amazing song, at least for me. After all this insane trap EDM infused madness that happens, well, I'm sure I don't need to introduce this section. This melody, combined with everything else, is what takes the song from just your slightly above average experimental track to one of the best EDM pieces to have been uploaded on the internet. Unfortunately, for me, Ghoul's melodic part is nowhere near this level. It honestly just feels like a knockoff version of the Ghost melody, and on top of that, the mixing in this part sounds really weird. It sounds like the sidechaining is really off, but maybe it's just me bugging out again. All in all though, it's still a pretty good successor to Ghost, and a decent tribute to one of Chameleon's all-time best songs. Okay, so I'm recording this later, and I just want to say, that melody I was talking about, it's really starting to grow on me now, so I kinda take back everything I said. Furrycore? What? Man, this is about to be some trash, isn't it? Oh. Metal combined with what's essentially 200 Step. Need I say any more? This is easily one of the most hype tracks of the album. If anyone ever asks, what does Chameleon sound like? I highly recommend showing them this, since this was summed up pretty well. Also, it was at this point I slowly started to realize that this, along with the rest of the album, is gonna start going in rhythm games. Impending doom approaches all of us. Chameleon makes the best neurofunk, don't at me bro. First it was Neurocloud, and now this. It's the little things as well that do it, like the octave change around here. And that fucking violin. Bro, this album is so good, man. This is one of the average Chameleon tracks of the album. The only reason this is being included is because this is my favorite out of the average Chameleon tracks of the album, and saving the best for last. Alright, but real talk now. Chameleon has made it so much further than I could have possibly imagined. I've been listening to this guy since 2015, I believe, and at the time, barely anyone outside of Rhythm Games knew his name. Arguably even inside of Rhythm Games, he wasn't that known. To see him progress to be one of the most respected EDM artists and collab with Toby fucking Fox, it's amazing where hard work can get you. It's an inspiration for me, and I hope he is for you too. Anyways, I believe I don't need to speak about this. In fact, I want you to go listen to this yourself, as well as anything I didn't mention here, because trust me, I might say they're average, but that's just compared to Chameleon's standard. Everything in this album, well, apart from certain tracks, is easily the best EDM I've ever heard, with no exaggeration. Seriously. Go stream the album on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, whatever you use. Links are in the description. Fuck subscribing, fuck leaving a like. I don't care, you can do that later. Just go listen to it right now if you haven't already. Damn.